Hi, thank you very much for tuning in to this update video on Rinvoq. I've been asked by Adtralza and Roger to post an update video on my Rinvoq situation. So, Rinvoq I started taking around October last year and I stopped around April. Um, yeah, about April this year. Rinvoq how was it? It was amazing, honestly. These little red tablets are a life changer. I've had eczema for 43 years, 42 years probably. I had it since I was about 1 year old. Um, and Rinvoq has been the only medication to, honestly, within days, it's like a miracle. These things are like a miracle. You take them once a day, and oh my god, they are amazing. Um, Within a week, I stopped applying moisturizer to my face. Within 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, I stopped applying moisturizer to my body just because I didn't need it. It was crazy because I would apply moisturizer and my skin would be super greasy, to the point where I was getting mild acne just because it was super greasy. My skin has never been super greasy, right? It's been crazy dry. My skin is so dry, it honestly soaks up petroleum jelly, like Vaseline. It just soaks it up like a sponge to water. It's like I said, Rinvoq has been amazing. The itching has been almost non-existent from a couple of days in. Um, and yeah, as time went on, unfortunately, like with most medications that do work, like miracles, um, a few months in or a couple of months in, let's just say 5 to 6 months in, 5 months in probably is more accurate. The effects started to wear down, which I knew it would. Nothing's if it's too good, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And with medications, as your body adapts to the change, it starts working less and less and becomes less and less effective. Like I say, which I completely expected. Um, so yeah, that was Rinvoq. Other side effects which I noticed, and I didn't actually put two and two together until I read about this online, but it really made sense that it makes you super lazy. It makes you so lethargic. The fatigue levels, I was always tired. I mean, I would be in bed and asleep by 9 o'clock, which is rare for me. Typically, I go to sleep about 10, 11, sometimes 12, on a weeknight, and then I'd be up again in the morning at 7, 6:30, 7 o'clock. But yeah, with this, I was getting 9 hours sleep on average easily. And even then, I would doze off during the daytime. I'd be working away, and then, I'd just have a power nap for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes until either the phone rang or message went off, or I woke myself up, thinking, damn, I got to do some work. Um, and it just made me super, super lazy. I just didn't want to do anything. I just felt like sitting around, lazing around, being in bed, just not doing anything at all. Which, again, I would have taken that side effect over the benefits any day. But eventually I had to stop Rinvoq. So what happened was, I think it was close to month 6, I started getting a bit of an infection on the side of my face. It was a rash, and it was a persistent rash. It just wouldn't go. It was just there constantly. I applied steroids. I even applied Elocon, which is mometasone furoate, and that wouldn't solve it. And I was like, okay, that's definitely infection. Started reading about it online, and I believe this was on the Friday. Reading about it online, they were like, yeah, you should probably stop Rinvoq. And I know, and I certainly don't advocate taking medical advice off of people on YouTube or Reddit. Even though this is a YouTube video, this is not medical advice. I'm just basically telling you what's worked for me or what's not worked for me. But the general consensus of it was Rinvoq is an immunosuppressant. You need to stop the immunosuppressant so your body's immune system can work to fight the infection. And I knew as soon as I stopped the Rinvoq, this infection would go nuts. I knew it would. And then I stopped over the weekend. By Monday, started seeing the infection come up on my face. It started just like coming around the bearded area. I went to the GP straight away and asked for antibiotics. So then I got a 500 milligram course of flucloxacillin. I believe that was for 7 days. And along with the cyclovir. No, beg your pardon, I didn't go to the GP. This was on a Saturday, so I made a appointment. I called 111 on Friday night, and I knew this was going to happen, and I made an appointment with the hospital out of hours. So I went to the hospital on Saturday morning, and she gave me the flucloxacillin and the cyclovir. She's like, let's battle both of these and just clear it up. And I had a dermatologist appointment on the Thursday. That appointment was in the diary anyway. So I started, and this is no Rinvoq from Friday onwards, and I started the flucloxacillin on the Saturday, and oh my god, the infection just went crazy. It went all over my face, like literally all around the mouth, all over my cheeks. My skin would ooze, it would weep, it would crust over, and it would just be so painful where it would crack. I couldn't open my mouth for about 3 or 4 days. I was talking like this. I couldn't talk properly because hurting my mouth was really painful. Eating was really painful. I was holding my... I remember this. And I'm laughing about it now, but oh my god, I would not be laughing then. I was holding my sneezes in just because it was painful to sneeze. And cough and just open my mouth was super painful. It was super painful to shower. So I stopped showering. I started bathing. I used Aveeno bath soap to have my baths, which I found helps, and then pat the skin dry when you're done. But as soon as I was dry, it would just start oozing and crusting over again, and it was horrible, horrible cycle. Sleeping was painful. I wasn't sleeping. I didn't sleep for a week, just because of the infection. And it got so bad that, and I apologize if you're eating, but you shouldn't be eating while you're watching a video about eczema. But I was sleeping and I would be, head on the pillow, face on the pillow, and I would remove my face on the pillow and it would be stuck to the pillow where the infection was oozing and then crusting over, and then the crust was sticking to the pillow, and it was really horrible and not nice. However, had my appointment on the Thursday with dermatologist. Dermatologist basically said, look, do you know what? You need to up your ante on flucloxacillin. So she's up my 500 milligram to a gram, and up my cyclovir. I can't remember what dosage that was on. I want to say 500, but I could be wrong. Likely I'm wrong. So she's like, look, it will get better. It doesn't seem like it now. The dermatologist nurse, which I've known for a couple of years, literally walked right past me and thought I was someone else. And I've known her for years. She was like, I could not recognize your face. My face was out there. By this time, my eyelids were swollen. I was looking like, Rocky when he got beat up by Mr. T. I was in a really bad shape. I couldn't talk properly. I could just about sort of talk and make out where I was going. It was horrible. But yeah, she upped the dose for flucloxacillin and the cyclovir. Within 3 or 4 days, I was fine. I was fine. I'll say I'm fine, but I was better. And then the infection eventually dried out, crusted over, flaked over off my face, which was amazing. But it went through the rest of my body, which then went through the same cycle. It was raw, painful, flaky, shedding, and now it's okay. Now I'm touching wood because shit, you don't want this to happen. Luckily, as I was coming off the Rinvoq, I got a approval to take Tralokinumab or Adbry, which is also known as, and I'm gonna post a quick video of me taking the Tralokinumab injection. And that took some time to get to work. The initial dose is 2 injections, and then it's 1 every 2 weeks. You keep them in the fridge, just like Dupilumab. It takes a while to work. It's not as magical as Rinvoq, and I've still got Rinvoq tablets in there, which is really irritating because I really want to take them, and I know I really shouldn't at the moment. But I will come back to Rinvoq. I will be taking those again because, oh my god, they were amazing. I don't believe I got the infection because of Rinvoq at all. I think the infection just happened because sometimes, you know what, infections do happen. Um, it could be anything that caused the infection. There's no way that I can say for certain it was a Rinvoq. I may be wrong, and it might have been the Rinvoq. I don't know. But, you know, for 6 or 7 months, I took the Rinvoq without infection, and it was fine. So Adbry or Tralokinumab, I've been taking for 3, 4 weeks now, and touch wood, it's been great. It's you know, like I say, it took some time to get to work, but I'm not seeing the lethargic side effects. I'm still sleeping a shitty, you know, 6 or 7 hours a night, but at the same time, I have more energy in me. I'm doing a lot more, and yeah, there we are. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. It'd be nice if you like and subscribe, but you know what? I'm not monetizing this channel or anything like that. So I'm doing this to help people. I'm not doing it to profit. It would be nice to profit. I mean, you know, why wouldn't it? You know, who don't like money? The other thing with Adbry or Tralokinumab, when you take the injections, you end up with a lump. So I've got a bit of a lump on my leg. I'm not really going to show you my leg, just because I can't roll my shorts up high enough to show it, and I'm certainly not going to pull them down. But there's a little bit of a lump about 2 or 3 days after you take the injection, but honestly, it's not a big deal. It's not painful or anything like that. It's a little bit irritating, but I think it's more of the fact that there's a lump there rather than the lump being irritable. But there you go. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, all the best.